This is Bob Sansevere with Pioneer Press sports editor Mike Bass. Now, Mike, if you're a Viking fan, the greatest news possible was to hear that the St. Louis Rams are going to trade the second pick so someone can move and get Robert Griffin III, which means the Vikings, I think the likelihood of the keeping the third pick is much better, and I think they take Matt Khalil. Nothing else makes sense, because any other team that wants to move up, Khalil's the one you would get, and why dump a lot of picks into the third pick when there's Riley Reif, there's other tackles that are okay, but I still think Khalil is a terrific pick that the Vikings should be going after. But, do you see a scenario where he still tries to move that third pick?
I can see it. The thing about draft time is everything's such a crock. What's the old adage that how do you know that a general manager is lying going into the draft?
He's talking.
His lips are moving, right? And that's what this is all about. It's smoke screens. Who knows what exactly to believe? Yeah, you got to figure that they're going to try to trade the number 2 pick. It's clear what Spielman was trying to do. He's trying to create a market. And they're crazy if they don't take Khalil with the number 3 pick if he's available, unless they get such an amazing trade where they go down a couple of spots and then have some huge package to do it where they have almost no choice but to do it. But, man, you have a chance to get a left tackle who can be your cornerstone for years.
For a decade.
Yeah, I mean, that's – how do you not? I mean, look what these quarterbacks have gone through. Look what happened to Favre at the end of his career. Look what Ponder went through. You've got to solidify that line. It's a mess.
Well, there's also an advantage to what you get if you get Matt Khalil. Charlie Johnson could then become a serviceable guard for you. He's certainly not going to be an All-Pro, but he could be a guard who can play it in the in the NFL. And somebody, by the way, is going to be stupid, either the team that tries to trade in or the Vikings. I just don't see – he's got 10 picks now. Why do you need more than 10? Because are you giving yourself a cushion for those you screw up on, which he has a history of doing?
I mean, it's one thing to have 10 picks, but you want those early round picks. Because the late round ones, they're kind of a crapshoot. And, they're important to hit some here or there. But the more early round picks, and I think that's what he wants. He wants more early round picks because the Vikings don't do that. They've had some success in the first round. They've made some deals, but they haven't been able to stockpile early round picks. And it seems like that's what they want to do, that they're really going to go into this rebuilding.
Well, you know what? Then, frankly, have your scouting department, which I think certainly they have an idea of what to do. Do your job and get them guys later. It's easy to say this is the guy we're going to take with the first pick. But when you have the third pick in the draft and there is a player who the way he played in college, the fact that his brother is a Pro Bowl center, there's sort of the DNA of that family is pretty good.
Right.
I mean, I just don't see how you let that third pick and let him. They should be doing cartwheels over at Winter Park that the Rams are willing to trade the second pick so someone could take RG3 rather than somebody using that second pick or the Rams using it to take Khalil. I don't see them moving, and I think it would be foolish for them to do something like that. Now, a team that did make some trades yesterday, the Wild, it was interesting. Nick Schultz goes, Greg Zanin goes. They want to get a little more offensive out of the defenseman, and that, frankly, it makes sense. The comment Cal Clutterbuck made about this is what he's all about the franchise, this is what the franchise is about, the comment about losing Schultz. Well, the franchise, as I mentioned in a column, it's been about underachieving. You got to shake this team up, and this is an attempt to do it. And also, when you got rid of Marek Zidlicki on Friday, they have to do something to make this team a better team. So I don't really have a problem with the deals they've made.
Yeah, the thing... It's so easy to get lost in what they've done the last month or 6 weeks or so, where they've just been terrible. But the truth is, they're still within reach of a playoff berth. So this is a big chance to do this. Are you willing to just kind of throw away a chance to make the playoffs, which they haven't made in a few years, to do this? It's risky. I mean, you're going to here's a fan base that hasn't been there. You can see, they're not getting the fans that they used to get a few years ago on that. Boy, it's really risky. If you're Chuck Fletcher, clearly Leopold's wanted to get to the playoffs. They're not getting there. They must see that this group is just not working, and that they would have just kept backsliding further and further. It's a real statement.
It's not working, and the fact that they've had injuries, they are not scoring enough goals.
Right.
And the other day, Schultz scored his first goal in 101 games.
Right.
So clearly he's not helping them score, and I don't have an issue with it. And it's a trade that we'll see how it works out. Now, one thing that didn't work out with the Twins,
yes,
is Joel Zumaya. He I mean, some people are saying, "Hey, it was only 400,000." Well, to me, that's a lot of money to use on a guy who threw a couple of sessions. He's done for the year, probably for his career. But see, if you're a Twins fan, what you have to think about and worry about is this the start? Because everyone signed, with the exception of maybe Jamie Carroll last year, has a history of injuries. They got these guys for the price they did because there's an injury factor attached to just about every one of them. And that, if I'm a Twins fan, that's the thing that's going to be scaring me. Is he the first to go down and the first of many? You've already got guys on the team now with injury issues. And the biggest one, obviously, being Justin Morneau. Every time he steps on the field, you have to worry that something's going to happen where he suffers another concussion issue.
Right. The Twins have gone back to the small market way of doing things, which is low risk, high reward. You hope and pray that somebody comes through. If they don't, $400,000 to you and me, that's a lot of money. In baseball parlances, that's pennies, especially with a guy who had the talent he has. But they're rolling the dice on these guys. Their bullpen, their pitching staff, they need so much help on that. And because they're not spending the money the way they were there for a couple of years, these are the kind of guys they're going after. And this is the kind of thing that's going to happen. You take a chance. Was it a bad idea to take a chance on Zumaya? I don't think so. They didn't count on him to be their closer. They didn't put a ton of money on him. It's not a bad chance to take. That didn't bother me that they took that chance. The question is now, who's going to go in and fill that role? Because you can't count on him that hard. So now what do? So now you've got Capps closing. You've got Perkins coming out of the bullpen right behind him. You've probably got Dunsing now maybe moves a little closer to the back end of games. You hope that one of the other guys steps up. A lot of hoping.
Well,
there's also you don't want to be hoping this early in spring training.
There's also the baseball scrap heap, which I'm sure they'll visit before spring training is over. There are pitchers that are going to be available that they feel they'll tell you, "Oh, we think he can fill it." Well, we'll see if that were to happen. And but there will not be any sort of a blockbuster move coming from the Twins.
I can't imagine.
No, that is not going to happen at all. And I will say, at least for Zumaya, this time, unlike one of the past times, he didn't get hurt playing an Xbox game. So it was baseball related. So that's a little bit of a plus for him. And he claims he can be a professional fisherman.
There you go. This is a great area to do that.
Yes, it is, but you have to get that elbow healthy if he wants to cast right. So we'll see. Speaking of, we'll cast our line out again in the days, weeks, months, years, millennia ahead.